There tends to be two types of poopers, people who are more prone to constipation and those who are more prone to diarrhea. And contrary to what your doctor will most likely tell you, the answer isn't a laxative like Miralax or a fiber supplement. These are bandaids that don't actually heal your body. Your poop is a direct reflection of your internal health, and if you, your child, or someone you know suffers from constipation, this episode is for you. Constipation is a widespread issue affecting millions of people worldwide. In fact, in a poll that I recently took, 3 out of 10 children struggle with constipation. This is 30% of children. 30%! Why is this such a big deal? Because pooping is how our bodies eliminate the waste that we don't need. When that waste sits in our body, it begins to rot. This causes gas and toxins to build up, leading to not only discomfort, bloating, and potential serious health complications, but also mental and behavioral issues. Not to mention sleep. If you are constipated, you are not sleeping comfortably. Now, if you are one of the many mamas who have reached out to me saying that your child only poops every 10 to 16 days, I know you are very aware that this isn't good. I don't want this information to scare you. I want you to settle in, receive validation that your mama intuition is spot on. And as we work through this episode, I'm going to share different ways you can help your child to start pooping daily. For adults of any age, constipation is also very serious. It tends to be one of the several very common symptoms that Western doctors shrug off. I saw this happen to my dad last year, and to really highlight how severe the problem was, my dad is a traditional man through and through. He respects the professionals above all else, and he takes everything they say very serious. He listens because he is of the generation where they know best and they are here to help me. Well, he invited me to come to one of his doctor's appointments with him because he hadn't been feeling right. He was very forgetful. He was feeling really anxious, down, and depressed, and really angry. And he wasn't pooping like normal. He is a guy who loves talking about his poop. I don't know where this comes from. I don't know if it's a generational thing. My dad loves talking about his poop, and he is not shy to say, "What is going on? I have not pooped in 2 days. I always poop at this time, right on a schedule. I know where I have to be so that I can poop." He wasn't pooping. This felt like a really big deal to him. I knew it all started with his poop too. I knew he was right. And if he got to the root of his poop, the rest would all heal itself. But his damn doctor didn't care about the constipation. He prescribed my dad antidepressants, a sleeping pill, and told him to take Miralax every day. I was really surprised when we left. I know my dad loves pooping. I know he is very connected to his poop schedule, and his life is about poop. He loves poop. And I was surprised, though, at how bold he was. When we left the doctor's, he grabbed my hand and he stopped me in the parking lot. He said, "What is wrong with doctors these days? Why do they think I need medication? Something is wrong and I want to fix it." This was so profound. I wish I had it on video because I have never seen my dad question someone he views as an authority figure like this. And I just want to clarify something here. The doctor told my dad that he should take Miralax every day, not just for a few days or for a few weeks. He said it would work best if it was taken every day forever. I cannot tell you how many mamas have reached out asking my thoughts on Miralax. that their child's pediatrician told them the same thing as my dad's doctor had told him. Laxatives are not the answer. Your body isn't constipated because it needs a laxative. The body gets constipated when something is wrong inside. That something is most commonly an imbalance in the gut bacteria. Maybe this imbalance was triggered by stress, poor sleep, an illness or a pathogen, a medication or a vaccine, exposure to chemicals or bad water. Whatever the trigger, the gut bacteria became imbalanced, meaning there was suddenly more bad bacteria and yeast in your gut than good bacteria and yeast. This imbalance causes inflammation throughout your body, and depending on your genetics, this can often result in constipation. The problem with laxatives like Miralax is not only are they not the answer, they are masking the symptom. If we mask a symptom, we are communicating with our body. We're actually not going to listen to you. We're just going to slap a band-aid on. And our bodies are really smart. Our bodies will start screaming at us with other symptoms. Maybe you'll get a rash. Maybe you'll get migraines. Maybe you'll get brain fog. Whatever the next symptom is, that is your body saying, hold on a minute. You didn't listen to me. I'm going to scream at you a little bit louder. Further than that, laxatives like Miralax, they are really damaging to your gut. So they are exacerbating the problem. This is why my dad was experiencing depression, anger, and forgetfulness. Your neurotransmitters stem from your gut. So when there is an imbalance, you don't get the happy chemicals to your brain. This results in depression, anxiety, and anger. In children, this looks like consistent chronic behavioral issues, sleep issues, mood issues. The gut-brain axis is also really powerful. And if your gut is imbalanced, that communication pathway becomes blurry, making it really hard to focus and remember things. This is when, your child starts struggling with school or can't focus, can't sit still. They're really hyperactive. Their energy feels very, very chaotic. And they don't have the ability to communicate with you what's wrong because this pathway is so blurry. A lot of times, this will look like big tantrums, mood swings, negative thought patterns that you cannot ration with a child who has an imbalanced gut. And I mentioned it a minute ago, but restless sleep. And then there's the visible symptoms like acne, eczema rashes, or hives. Maybe you are experiencing one of these symptoms in addition to constipation. Maybe you're seeing this in your child. It's likely that it's not just constipation. When you stop and look at the whole self, at the whole being, emotional health, mental health, physical health, when you connect all of these, you are likely going to be like, oh my gosh, that's totally me, or that's totally my child. They're not only experiencing constipation, I know in my gut, this is not who my child is. My child is not acting like themselves. This behavior is not who my child is. So, what can you do to get your body moving daily? How can you start pooping daily? The first step is to rebalance your gut. I will attach the women's and children's gut rebalance kits in the show notes. And just to answer the question, yes, my dad used the woman's gut rebalance kit to heal his gut. This kit is just as effective for men as it is women. I just mostly serve and speak to women, so this is why I call it the woman's kit. But my husband has used it. Many, many, many men have used it with beautiful healing. It is just as effective for men. So you want to start with the gut rebalance. Immediately after you order the kit, you will get access to my course, The Essentials of Gut Health. You can start preparing you or your child's body for the rebalance, and you can begin the recommended food protocol. It isn't any specific diet. you will just eliminate a select few foods that feed the bad bacteria, pathogens, yeast, possibly mold, fungus, and parasites that are in your body. Most people notice a significant increase in their pooping within days of officially starting the rebalance. So you'll start the course, you'll learn the food protocol, you'll learn how to get the most out of your rebalance. You'll start that, your supplements will arrive, you'll incorporate that. This is your official start date. If you haven't pooped within 1 or 2, maybe 3 days of starting the full rebalance, meaning you are committed to avoiding those foods that feed all the bad yuck in your gut. You are supplementing, meaning you are taking cleanse and nourish in the morning, cleanse and nourish in the evening, both supplements twice a day. You are following the recommended dosage and you have not pooped within 2 or 3 days. You should begin starting your day with a cup of warm lemon water. So this is just a quarter of a lemon squeezed into 8 to 12 ounces of warm water. If you are rebalancing your child, you can also add a little bit of maple syrup, call it lemonade. Children love this. I actually want to mention this really quick here that I am not a person that is prone to constipation, but I do this every single day. I always support my body. The first thing I put in my body every single day is my warm lemon water. Then I do my supplements. This gives my digestive system and my liver extra support to flush out all the stuff that it detoxed in the night. My liver has been detoxing for me all night. This lemon water helps me flush it out. There's a beautiful connection between your gut and your liver. And when you are supporting your gut, you are supporting your liver in functioning more optimally. This lemon water really brings it all together. So even without constipation, I highly recommend this. You can start this right from the get-go of your rebalance, but if you haven't and you've gone 2 or 3 days without pooping, start the lemon water. If by day 4 or 5, you still haven't gone, a small amount of organic castor oil mixed with organic orange juice is really effective in getting things moving. 1 to 2 teaspoons of the castor oil for young children and 2 tablespoons for adults. With the rebalance kits, you start with 4 days of a larger dose of cleanse. The first 4 days of your rebalance will call for a higher dose of cleanse. You will want to maintain this larger dose until your body is pooping daily without the need for castor oil. It is very rare for someone to get to the point of needing castor oil, but I want to share it here as the next step of what to do. One other thing that is really important to know is that when you rebalance, it is going to kill, right? It is going to serve the purpose that is intended to serve. It is going to kill the bad bacteria, pathogens, yeast, mold, fungus, and parasites in your body. It is normal to see improvements immediately, and then for symptoms like constipation to flare again. This is called die off. Just keep working through it. This phase doesn't happen to everyone, and if you do experience it, it won't last long. But it's important to know that the possibility is there so you can trust the process. You can keep working through it. Commit to your rebalance. You have to trust the process. And before long, you will feel so much better emotionally and physically, and you will begin pooping daily. You've got this. Thank you for joining me in today's episode of Follow Your Gut. If we don't know each other, I'm Juniper Bennett. I'm the founder and CEO of ōnlē Organics, a supplement and education brand focused on women and children's gut health. I will have all the resources mentioned in today's episode linked in the show notes for you. I would love to connect with you. You can find me on Instagram at ōnlē Organics. That's ōnlē Organics. And make sure to subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode. Lastly, It's important for you to know that the information shared on this podcast is based on my personal experiences and research. Please always trust your own inner voice of wisdom and your healthcare professional. Until next time.